What's going on, guys? So we just got a brand new trailer for the upcoming Deadpool and Wolverine film, and it does look pretty amazing. So this new trailer actually showed us some more of the characters that will be appearing in the film. Some of you might recognize them from the older X-Men movies. We also got a better look at who might be one of the main antagonists of the film, Cassandra Nova. Cassandra Nova in Marvel Comics is the genetic twin of Charles Xavier. She's basically his evil counterpart, and while they were in the womb he sensed her presence and attempted to kill her, which caused a miscarriage. Cassandra did survive the miscarriage, but only in the form of a mass of cells, and by copying Charles's DNA she was able to form a body of her own, which is how she inherited his powers. In her earlier appearances, Cassandra was convinced that as long as mutants coexisted with humans, the human race would go extinct in about 4 generations, and this put her on a path to completely rid the entire planet of all mutants. Now, her very first attempt was using a master mold to orchestrate an attack on Genosha, which killed 16 million mutants. Now, for those of you unfamiliar, a master mold is essentially an artificial intelligence created by Bolivar Trask to create Sentinels. In fact, if you've been caught up on X-Men 97, the attack on Genosha was adapted in episode 5. But it's unclear who was behind the attack in the series. Some have speculated that it was Cassandra behind the attack. I think it was someone else, given how they've been changing up things from the comics. But I could be wrong though. So after the X-Men captured her, Cassandra attempted to use Cerebro to eliminate every single mutant on the planet, using her telepathy. Now, if you guys remember the second X-Men movie from about 2003, 2004, one of those years, in that movie, William Stryker attempted this exact plan, using Charles Xavier and his son, along with a replica of Cerebro. So after quickly shooting Cassandra to stop her from using Cerebro, Charles and the X-Men believed her to be dead. But they were mistaken, because as Beast was examining her DNA, he realized it was identical to Charles's. But in that moment, it was revealed that Cassandra was still alive, and had transferred her consciousness into Charles's body, and his consciousness into her body. In order to save Charles, Jean Grey went into Cassandra's dead body and retrieved his consciousness, and split it throughout every single person on the planet, which caused him to push Cassandra out as she attempted to use Cerebro, and they trapped her consciousness in a synthetic brain, which was programmed to learn, so she basically became a vegetable at that point. Cassandra's next attempt at mutant genocide would be using Sentinites, which she had built by Forge under her control. Sentinites are tiny robots implanted in a person that causes them to act as a sentinel would. So for instance, if someone implanted with Sentinites comes into contact with a mutant, they would attempt to kill that mutant. What's interesting is the Sentinites also work on other mutants as well, so you can see what type of damage Sentinites can do to the mutant population. Now, Cassandra would have these Sentinites released throughout the entire planet, which could wipe out all of mutant kind. In order to combat the Sentinites, the X-Men recruited another mutant to help them known as Trinary. Trinary's mutation allows her to control any form of technology, so she's a technopath. Trinary would use her mutant powers to interface with the Sentinites and overload them by sending them loads of traffic through the web. Cassandra has also used biological weapons in the form of microscopic sentinels to weaken the X-Men and make them sick, so you can see the length she will go to exterminate mutants. But let's talk about her powers. Given that Cassandra is genetically the twin of Charles Xavier, she has the same powers as him, and is just as powerful if not more powerful, due to his psionic abilities. So she has telepathy, she can create illusions, take over people's bodies, and even astral project, which is how she survived the miscarriage. Cassandra can also replicate DNA, and she has the power of telekinesis, which puts her on par with characters like Jean Grey. So to put this into perspective, imagine a character who's as powerful as Jean Grey and the Professor combined, who also happens to hate mutants. The only weakness she has that I know of is anything that can block telepathy, like let's say Magneto's helmet, for example. When the heroes attempted to battle her, they used copies of Magneto's helmet in order to shield their minds from her. So going back to the Deadpool trailer, if Cassandra is really the main antagonist, my theory is that one of the Wolverines, because there's obviously more than one, Cassandra killed most of the mutants along with the X-Men on his world, because Deadpool mentioned that Wolverine's world died. And remember, Cassandra Nova hates mutants, and she very well has the means and the motives to kill a large number of them. There is a scene from the trailer where Wolverine is next to what looks like a bunch of graves, and what came to mind was Days of Future Past, a distant future where a ton of mutants are killed by the Sentinels. Now, I don't think they're adapting Days of Future Past exactly, but some version of it, but just done by Cassandra Nova, because these do look like graves. But I could be wrong though, these are all just theories. But let me know what you guys think. If you're interested in reading recommendations, check out Grant Morrison's new X-Men and X-Men Red Volume 1. If you guys enjoyed the video, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.